It's a beautiful morning. Hey guys, it's Marcus. One of the great things about living in Europe is that you can take a road trip to many different countries and cultures, and if you work remotely or if you're a digital nomad, then that's easier to do on a whim. And so we're going to do that, my wife and I, leaving the kids at home. We're going to start here on a Monday morning and we'll finish up in Madrid on Friday. So we're going to take this VW T6. We're going to break it down to three overnight stops. That's what we have to work with. It's just the two of us. Works out pretty good for two people. So there you got the back. Anyway, we're going to have a good time. I've always wanted to take a trip in a camper van. We got everything loaded up here. We got our fold down seat. We got our refrigerator. We got the stove that pops up. So let's see how it goes. All right, we hit the road. We left a little bit later than we wanted to. Things just kept popping up, but we're on our way. We just left Remagen, Germany. We're going the back route to the highway, to the Autobahn in the other direction, and then down to Paris, and we'll stay the night in Paris. So that's the first leg of our trip, Remagen to Paris, or Bonn to Paris. It's about 5 hours and 40 minutes, and then if we stop, obviously more. So yeah, it should be a good first day, and then we'll stay a night near or in Paris. Apparently, what I was reading yesterday online is that in France, so we're driving a VW T6 camper van from Roadsurfer. It's what they call the beach hostel or beach hotel, I can't remember. There is a pop-up roof and sleeping in the back. In France, apparently you can stay overnight in your car or your vehicle. 24 hours is usually fine, but you can't look like you're camping. So if we put up the pop top, if we take out the chairs, from what I read online, it says that's not allowed unless you're at a campground. So because we're going to do a quick 5-day trip, we won't need to really, or there's only two of us anyway, so we won't need to really camp, and we'll see how it goes. We'll keep you updated and see you in Paris. Okay, we are about 3 hours, no, less than 3 hours, 2 hours outside of Paris. We drove from Germany through Belgium. We just entered France. Yeah, so we are in a little bit of traffic. We stopped in Belgium to get gas, and I went to 2 gas stations, and the pump had no diesel. So in broken French, I was told that they are out. So I went to a 3rd gas station, finally got some diesel, and then we stopped and got some groceries for our lunch, dinner, and breakfast tomorrow. So we are all set with food. We should be in Paris in about 2 hours and 30 minutes. So overall, the drive is pretty smooth. It's almost a straight shot all through Belgium. You can drive about 120 kilometers per hour through Belgium. Now in France, it's 130. It was 130, now it's 110. Nothing too exciting so far. The landscape is similar to Germany, I would say. So nothing.
I would say Germany's a little prettier.
Germany's a little prettier even? Maybe.
And the roads are nicer in Germany.
Yeah, roads in Germany are very nice, so smooth ride all around. Here we have yet to... Belgium was good too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll catch up in Paris.
2 hours later.
So we just stopped at this rest stop area, Dinef or Dinef, however you say that. So we are about 160 kilometers outside of Paris, heading towards Paris from Belgium, and we are on the toll road. I don't know how much it costs yet, but we stopped at this Dinef or gas station / restaurant, and you can see I just stopped to use the restroom, but basically it's free to use. And then here in the back behind me you have like a little area that you could sit in if you need to, and there's Wi-Fi. So that would be one option if you need to work remotely. looks like there's plenty of people back here, so, and then we'll go out here. This rest area has plenty of seating. It's pretty chilly still, but in a warmer month, this would be a pretty good place to come and have your lunch or just stretch your legs and enjoy the fresh air before you head back into your car and head back to wherever you're going. So anyway, I had a work call that I had to take in the car, and it would have been nice to be at a place like this. So anyway, talk to you at the next stop. All right, so we made our trip through Paris. It's now about 11:30. It's dark already. As you can see, we made a stop at a big truck stop, parking lot. We have a store, and there's a bus stop over there. So here's where we're gonna spend the night. And this is how busy it is. Not too bad. There is our camper van right there. There's some construction behind us. And then over there you can see the truck stop. So it's I would say it's pretty secluded. Let me see if I can, as secluded as you can get in a parking lot. So we can put these, let's see, we can put these visors down. You can't see very well, but you can put these shades up on almost all of the windows. We have a pop-up, but it's too cold. So we're just going to, let's see if we can, so we're just going to put down this bench seat. And there's a pad in the back that we can flatten it out and get a bed 2 meters by 1.3, I believe. So anyway, we got all our stuff in there. So we'll report in the morning. All right, so this is the inside of the stop that we made outside of Paris. This is the rest area. I'm just walking in to show you the bathrooms. So they're fairly clean, actually really clean. Here you go. There's nobody here right now because it's midnight, but you can see there's coffee machines on the wall here. So you can see that there's quite a few facilities that you can access free Wi-Fi. Here's a McDonald's. Looks like they're closed here. Just cleaning up. Here's the, I guess, Wi-Fi area where you could sit and technically plug your devices in to charge or work. Even a kids area. Let's see what else there is. It's a huge gas station out there. So I guess they get a lot of traffic. Here is some more seating areas. Some more coffee. You can do some shopping. So it's quite, you can get some candy. And then you go outside. You can see how that wraps around in a U shape. I guess you can't see because of the lighting, but and then there's the gas station behind me. And we are parked. Where is our camper van now? I can't. I see. So our camper van. So there's the gas station. There's all the stores, McDonald's and things like that. And our camper van is down that way. So anyway, so that gives you an idea of if you're driving through, where you could stop in a camper van and stay the night. It's pretty empty, so I think it would be a good 1 or 2 night stay, and then move, and then get on your way. So anyway, I think this is a really good spot to stay one night and then keep going on your way the next time. Oksana is in the camper van making some dinner. I'll show you that in another video.
Later.
Alright, so it's about midnight. Oksana is in the camper van making some dinner. We got our nice little setup there with our stove, table, seat. Is dinner ready?
Waiting for you.
So it's comfy for 2. I don't see how you could fit many more people in here. Our tea's ready, or I guess our tea is not ready. We need to heat up the water. So, bon appetit. All right, we're heading out from our first overnight stay at this truck stop. We're all packed up. So here in the back, you can see we took down the table. It folds into that door right there. We slid that bench seat back, and then we have that's how much stuff we have. We wanted to bring more, but this van actually has a pop-up right here. I'll have to show you in a different video. Anyway, we have about an hour and 40 minutes to our first stop. We're going to, I'm gonna butcher these French names, Chambord, and then Ile de Ré is the coastal city we're headed toward today. So a shorter leg today to kind of catch up on what we missed yesterday. We'll see you in Chambord. Okay, day 3, Wednesday. I'm gonna butcher these French names again. We stayed the night in La Rochelle on the coast. It's a port town. And now we went over the bridge towards Ile de Ré. There's the Atlantic Ocean behind me. So we're just driving around the island, checking it out. The second night, sleeping in the camper van was much, much more comfortable. It wasn't as cold, although we parked on kind of a busier street. In the morning, there was a bit of traffic waking you up, so would advise against that next time. But in general, it was much better than the first night. So we're gonna check out this beach. Looks like it's low tide. And then we're going to head to through Bordeaux to, I can't remember the name, but south. So I'll make another video when we get towards in that area.
A few moments later.
Okay, now we are in Ile de Ré, or just right outside of La Rochelle, over the bridge. We parked our camper van right there. We just crossed the bridge. I'll show you in a minute. We parked our camper van over here, and then I'm headed to the beach. Yeah, so far, day 3, Wednesday. Day 3 is going well. We're getting the hang of it, and it's getting better as far as being able to use the camper van and sleep better, getting used to it. We do need to find, one downside is traveling in a camper van is if you don't have a shower inside of it, is you need to find a place to take a shower. So that's what we're going to do later today after we hit our spots that we want to see. But that's really probably the biggest downside, is if you don't have a shower in your camper van. It's great. This camper van, the size that we have, was great for parking in Paris and, fitting in between cars on the street parking, staying the night. But if you could get a slightly bigger one with a shower and toilet, that would be ideal. But overall, we're having a good time, and it's something I would definitely recommend doing. Right behind me somewhere is that bridge. The sun came out 1st of February. I don't know whether it's like this normally, but it seems hotter than usual. Or I took off my jacket, so it's pretty sunny. There's that bridge from La Rochelle to Ile-de-Ré. You can, where is it? Right there. Anyway, it's €8 at the moment, and we're just enjoying the beach before we drive on to our next location. So it's a very nice day today. And the great thing about traveling in a camper van is that you can kind of make your own time. Hurry if you want to hurry to the next spot, or stick around and enjoy the scenery.
Later.
Okay, we're still at the same beach. Here is their tourist center. There's a bathroom and everything. It looks like they're out of season, so barely any people are here, but we're about to go to our next destination. Leave the Ile-de-Ré island. I'm not sure if the whole island is called that, but there's several towns. Anyway, I just wanted to show you real quick, what it looks like. Behind me, you'll see a better picture of that bridge. That's where we came over from La Rochelle. It was €8 it's a toll bridge. So it's pretty cool on the bridge itself. When you drive across, that you get some good views. It's a beautiful day. It's chilly, obviously, but what would you expect from February, I guess? Anyway, we're gonna jump back in our camper van. I think we're spending a little bit too much time looking for things. Looking for a gas station. Like, for example, we filled up with gas at an automated gas station where you just pay by card. You can't go run in and use the restroom, or looking for a place, obviously out of season, to have breakfast is hard because they don't open their restaurants until noon. So those are some things to keep in mind if you're traveling out of season. But for the most part, because we have a camper van, we can get pretty much anywhere we want. Even McDonald's opened the one we wanted to go to opened at 10:45 in the morning, which I thought was strange, but maybe that's normal here. So we'll head to our next location, to the biggest sand dune in Europe, apparently. See that? When it was, but there was a big fire here. All right, here we are at the biggest sand dune in Europe, Dune du Pilat. I'm sure I'm butchering that again. It was quite a ways. Well, it's about 30 minutes from Bordeaux, I guess. So it was kind of off our route, but we decided to come out here anyway, even though we have some limited time. We have to be in Madrid Friday morning, but I'm glad we came because the views are really nice. So I'm standing down on the top of this smaller sand dune. You can see behind me here, there were at one point a bunch of there's camping spots, restaurants, there's a facility there. Everything, I can't remember when it was, but there was a big fire here, and we totally forgot about it. So all this has been closed down. So luckily we have a van, because we obviously can have a little bit of privacy if we need it. We have a porta potty as well, which in the beginning we weren't sure whether we would want to pay the 35 extra euros to have it in our van, but it's been a definite good choice to add to your booking if you're renting a camper van like us. We got very lucky with the weather. It's February 1st and it's very sunny. I'm gonna try to get a shot of the dunes on that side. You can see how far it goes there. It's amazing. So we'll stay here for another hour or so, enjoy the views, enjoy the sun going down, and then head over to Viriat. So see you at the next stop. So this is definitely a spot that I would say, if you have the time, to come by. It is a little bit outside of Bordeaux, but it's well worth it. Very beautiful views. Obviously the weather helps, but I'm glad we took the extra trip out here. But again, we're going through Bordeaux, so it was only 30 minutes, but it's awesome. Everything back there is burnt down because of the fire that happened. I don't know when that happened. Earlier this year, earlier last year, maybe 2022. But this is Dune du Pilat, the dune of Islet Pilat, the biggest dune in Europe. So views are beautiful, especially if you have sun. And the sand, I suppose that it's low tide now or it's in between, because this sand that we're walking on is all soft. All of this is very soft, and it looks like the water gets up to actually the dune, the bottom of the dune. So this is probably, actually you can see over here how it's dry. So the water gets up to about that level, it looks like, normally. Where we were earlier today in that island Ile de Ré near La Rochelle. I spoke to a woman there. I suppose she's local, because that's where she said she does her exercises there. She said that it's a perfect spot for surfers. Like a ton of surfers go out there in the summer during the season. So, and they do some kind of, I can't remember what she said, but she was explaining the water sport where she goes up to her chest in the water, and they walk in the water for exercise. I've heard of people doing that in the pool. Yeah, so there's a lot of cool things to see here. This is my first time really spending time in France, and it's actually even not a ton of time. So we'll have to come back another time. Anyway, that's our report.
Meanwhile,
we're at the Atlantic, checking out the very few brave souls surfing the waves. We're just outside of Pilat, the dune of Pilat, or Les Petits Nice. It's February 1st, so this is probably very bustling in the summer, in the high season. We have a big square here, a walkway along the beach. Quite a few people just out having a walk. In the high season, this is probably packed. Very nice. We'll have to come have some surf lessons here. Here we are outside of Pilat. A few minutes, maybe 10-15 minutes along the coast. A French lady earlier today told me that this coastline is great for surfing. I didn't see anybody surfing until now. I don't know if you can see, there's a guy way out there, right about there. There were probably about 3 guys in their wetsuits surfing. Hey everyone, in day 4 of our campervan trip through France, down to Madrid. We are in Biarritz, France, on the coast. And this was one of the towns that when I was completing our route or planning out our route, this was one of the towns that was recommended by some people online. So I put it on our route, and it is definitely a place that you should visit if you're in the area. I mean, the views are very cool. So we're up on this Avenue Notre Dame in Biarritz, and because it's the off season, it's free parking, but generally I would pay for this parking anyway. So we got a spot here in the beginning of February pretty easily. We're gonna go down this way. Can't really see. We're gonna go down this way along the beach down to the center. So yeah, very beautiful views. The waves are way far out there. If you're a surfer, I guess this is one of the places you could come. The Campervan. Our Campervan is right there. We just went to a fitness place to take a shower. We just paid for the day pass, and it was well worth it after a few days of not showering. But yeah, now we're ready to check out this town, and I will report probably from the center. So yeah. One thing I did notice here in France, at least the route that we're on, there's quite a few free public restrooms. So there's one right behind me in Biarritz. There was one in La Rochelle. I wouldn't say that it's in every town or location, but I've seen multiple already. So that's a difference between Germany, for example. But I assume that's because these are touristy towns, and so it makes more sense because they have more tourists coming to the beaches and things like that. So anyway, that's just an interesting observation I've made. Basically, we are overlooking the beach at Biarritz, if I'm saying that right. Right behind me, you'll see a bunch of surfers. It looks like black ants from here in the water. But there's quite a few people surfing here. Looks like a good area. And the coastline is very picturesque, as well as like the pathways, the town itself. I would definitely recommend to stop here to check it out. Some good snapshots, good food. We're about to head over to Madrid today, and this is our last stop for now. So now we are on our way to Madrid. We made one last stop for the day because the weather was so nice. This is Donostia San Sebastian, northern part of Spain, right after the French-Spanish border. Anyway, so this is the port. No, sorry. The port was that way. We drove past the port. This is just like a cove. Very nice cove. You see the waves aren't as big this time. You can tell the architecture is a bit different, obviously, than France. I don't see anybody swimming or surfing.
No, there is that.
Yeah? Anyway, there's people with their dogs, and so this curls around quite a bit. All on the inside of the cove. All the way. So, this is the center of the town. It looks like it's pretty bustling. People walking around. Construction. Construction everywhere. We got some palm trees there. Anyway, so it's a nice stop if you have time. Here is our second camper van. It's too dark to see all the details, but it's our Mercedes Marco Polo. And Oksana has made herself at home in the back. We're getting ready for Betty Bye. This is a smaller bed than the VW T6 because it has the kitchen on the side here, and there's a shower in the back, sink, fridge. So anyway, that's how it looks from the back. So we're going to bed. We stopped we're off the toll road a few hours outside of Paris. Stopped at gas station. Here's what it looks like on the inside. When the bed is down, you don't have too much space, but a little bit more than the VW T6. There's the top of the fridge. There's the 2-burner stove. We only had 1 burner in the T6. Here's the sink. I just filled the water on the other side. We got the shades in the front. This drives a little bit nicer than the VW, but a little bit less of a bed. Anyway, we'll catch up with you in another video. Good night.
Good night.
Tomorrow.
Okay, it's the last day of our trip from Bonn, Germany to Madrid. We picked up our second van in Madrid, and we are a couple hours outside of Tours, maybe 4 hours outside of Paris, heading back towards home, going through Paris on the toll road. So right now we're at the rest area / gas station off the toll road. So everything there, the bathrooms and everything are nice. It was open, I think, all night. I mean, until 1 a.m. Not too many people here coming and going. Anyway, so this is our second van that we picked up in Madrid. It is a Mercedes-Benz Marco Polo. It's quite a bit different than our VW T6 that we had at first. It's a little bit nicer drive. It drives more like a car than a van. There's a few different features, like you can open the back of the... There you go. All right, so here's the back of the van. You have 2 electric seats. Actually it's a bench seat, but the individual seats go down. I don't really have a preference if they're manual or electric. Down here you have like a shower, you can turn on the gas and everything. I'm not gonna go into detail about that, but basically the main difference between this and the VW T6 is that there's 2 seats in the back instead of 3, and there's a whole kitchen on the side, which is great. In the T6 we didn't have a sink, which really, I mean, I don't think I wouldn't get a van without a sink, or at least like some kind of portable sink that you can install for your trip. So let me give you a shot of the van. So it's about the same height, 1 meter 95, same style, the seat slides the same way on these rails, and then you can lock them into place however you want. So there's 2 rails there. A little bit more storage, like I said. So there's cabinets all throughout there. In the left corner is the refrigerator. Then there's 2 burners in the middle, and then there's a sink right there. Can you lift that up? That's nice. There's a pop-up that you can use right there. It's manual. It's not automatic like the VW T6. Here's an awning that you can pop out. They say only don't use in rain or wind. So I don't know if you're camping in rain, you just stay in the car, I guess. Anyway, here's the water. I filled this up last night. The water and the electrical outlet or connector, so you can have power. The heaters in both vans work very nicely. Here's what it looks like when the table's put up. So you can comfortably sit 2. I would say in the VW T6, you could comfortably sit 3 at the table. Actually 5, because you can swivel these 2 chairs around. And so technically that table was much bigger, and you could sit all 5 people. You could, if it's not close enough, you could just slide this bench seat as far forward as you want. In the T6, the fridge was right behind the driver and passenger seat right there, and it wasn't very convenient. So this setup is more convenient. There's more features for like cooking, camping, but you can't fit as many people. So, and we're not going to use the pop top for now. Anyway, overall, they're just different experiences, I would say. The first VW T6 is more versatile, more people. One major difference is that this bench seat sits lower, so when you have the bed out, I was able to sit up and not hit my head on the van, versus the T6, the bed was higher and I couldn't even sit up in the bed and you know, I'd have to sit like that with a bent neck. So that's a nice difference actually. I mean, it really depends on how you're going to use it. So if you're gonna drive a lot, this van drives nicer. So for the driving experience, I would say this is a good option. But if you're doing more camping, maybe short distances, and you need the kind of more camping feel, then you could go with the VW T6. That's just the two differences, or the differences between these two vehicles, the Mercedes Marco Polo versus the VW T6. Yeah, that's another thing. We were trying to park and drive around Bordeaux last night, looking for a restaurant to eat at, and I couldn't find, I mean, probably the city too, but this is a little bit longer, and so it was harder to find a parking spot. So I just ended up paying for parking, underground parking, versus in Paris and other towns with the VW T6, it's shorter, slightly shorter, so I was able to fit into normal parking spots. It's, you know, the VW T6, it's pretty flat in the front. Those are the main differences. We're gonna try a Ford Transit in a couple weeks and see how that is and give you a report. So that's our short review. We're here at a rest stop in France. Even if I knew the name, I wouldn't be able to pronounce it, so I'm not gonna try. Anyway, hope that was helpful.
3 hours later.
We are about 3.5 hours away from, we're still in France, on our way to Bonn, back home. We are on the toll road, and I was just going to show you real quick that we stopped at a BP gas station and just to use the restroom, but you can see behind me here, you can take a shower if you want. And so those are all free services. So that's a benefit to using the toll road in France. I haven't seen that every place have that, but some have a shower. So if you are in a camper van or you just have been traveling in your car for a while, you can stop and take a shower, refresh. You know, actually none of our camper vans have like a shower or toilet inside. The first one didn't have a shower at all, and the second one that we're renting now has a shower at the back of it. So technically you can take a shower, but here you could get off the toll, you know, right on the toll road, stop, take a shower, and refresh. So we're back from our trip, our camper van road trip. It was about 7 days from Bonn to Madrid and back. And we had 2 different vans. And overall, we would definitely recommend taking a trip like that, especially if you're in Europe, because you can go across different countries rather quickly. For us, the limit was kind of about 20 hours of driving over 7 days. If you're doing anything more than that, then you don't get to spend enough time in different towns and cities to really enjoy it. So what we've learned is, I think the next trips we go on, we're going to go on 3 more this year. And I think what we would do is try to go shorter distances over the whole 7 days. We're going to take our kids next trip, so that will be a different experience, and I'll have to do a video on that. But overall, if you are in Europe, you can do something like this. You could rent with Roadsurfer or another company. It's pretty big in Germany, and you can stop anywhere. Not anywhere, literally, but you can stop lots of different places and enjoy the town and the view and sleep in the camper van very, very comfortably. So hope that was helpful, and hope you enjoyed seeing our journey. Let me know if you have any questions.